Donald Trump finally promises an orderly transition as Mike Pence certifies his defeat after president's mega mob desecrate the Capitol in day of rioting and death, but still claims election was stolen and vows to fight to make America great again. Donald Trump finally accepted his fate today after Vice President Mike Pence ended his desperate campaign to overturn the election at 3:41 a.m. Thursday morning and certified President-elect Joe Biden's win, despite the attempt of scores of Republicans and a violent mega mob to object to it. After Pence announced the final Electoral College tally, Trump said there would be an orderly transition, a hallmark of American democracy he had repeatedly called into question, but still claimed falsely that the election was stolen despite 50 states, a series of judges and now the U.S. Congress dismissing challenges to the result. Even though I totally disagree with the outcome of the election, and the facts bear me out, nevertheless there will be an orderly transition on January 20, Trump said. I have always said we would continue our fight to ensure that only legal votes were counted. While this represents the end of the greatest first term in presidential history, it's only the beginning of our fight to make America great again. Pence made the final announcement after a nearly 15-hour saga that saw rioting supporters of President Donald Trump mob the U.S. Capitol building in a day of carnage and shame that left 4 dead, saw pipe bombs, long guns, and Molotov cocktails discovered in the Capitol grounds, and left America's image as the beacon of democracy reeling. The mega mob, which included white supremacists, Holocaust deniers, and QAnon followers, interrupted the certification of results as they smashed through police barricades, stormed into the halls of the Capitol and even sat in the Senate chamber. They looted offices, vandalized statues, and confronted police as they rampaged through the Capitol, carrying Confederate flags, in hours of anarchy which shocked the world. Lawmakers were rushed off the floor of the House and Senate, and brought back at 8 p.m. under armed guard while outside the mob defied a curfew in D.C. The president who had whipped them into fury tweeted, "You are special. You are loved." Congress's overwhelming rejection of attempts to overturn the vote and Pence's role in it will surely further enrage Trump, who wanted his VP to unilaterally overrule Biden's win. But the president was banished from Twitter for 12 hours Wednesday due to violating the company's rules, meaning he could not vent on his favorite medium. With just 13 days left of his presidency, Trump is now at war with Mitch McConnell, facing whispers of his own cabinet trying to force him out and Democrats openly discussing impeaching him again, while just a handful of senators led by Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley and the majority of the House GOP remain loyal. It was Hawley who forced Congress to sit late into the night. Biden was at 244 of the 270 Electoral College votes needed when a final challenge of Pennsylvania's count, signed onto by Josh Hawley, pushed lawmakers back into their respective chambers. In the Senate, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell skipped the 2 hours of permitted debate and went straight to a vote. The upper chamber voted 92-7 to overrule the Republicans' objection. He urged his supporters to march down to the Congress, which was to commence the count at 1 p.m. "We're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women," he said, speaking from behind a pane of bulletproof material. He turned up the heat on Pence, a potential 2024 contender who will preside over the count. His role is set in the Constitution and the Electoral Count Act, and is largely ceremonial. "Mike Pence is going to have to come through for us, and if he doesn't, that will be a sad day for our country because you're sworn to uphold our Constitution," he said. Trump acknowledged that he has tried to pressure Pence into rejecting votes from states he lost, quoting from a conversation he has denied happened. "All Vice President Pence has to do is send it back to the states to recertify and we become president and you are the happiest people," he told his fans, who cheered "Stop the Steal," at times. "I said, Mike, that doesn't take courage. What takes courage is to do nothing. That takes courage. And then we're stuck with a president who lost the election by a lot and we have to live with that," he said of Biden.